Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some Tyrell Talk. And on the introduction video, on the last video I spoke, I said we're going to talk about an actor because recently I watched two movies, right way, from a very well-known actor. Will Smith has come back, people, with Focus. Focus is a movie about Will Smith being a con artist. It's got a lot of praise and people are saying it's a return to form for Will Smith after doing a very shitty movie called After Earth, and coming from a bit of a slump, to be perfectly honest with you, because a lot of people think he's kind of been falling off. His movies haven't been generated a lot. £7 wasn't all that great, and you know, I know people that like Will Smith a lot. I like Will Smith. I think he's a cool guy. I think he's very charismatic. I think he's very likable. I love Fresh Prince. Even as a musician and rapper, I've liked plenty of his tracks. Even though I'm like a hardcore hip hop fan, Will Smith still got tracks I love. So overall, I like Will Smith. But somebody asked me, why don't I love Will Smith? Why don't I think Will Smith, do I think Will Smith hasn't got the respect he deserves? I think Will Smith's got the money he deserves because he's made some blockbusters. But the reason why I'm making this video more than anything else, and it does seem kind of random, is all these years I've been a fan of Will Smith. I've been, you know, a watcher generally of his movies. Like I said, I kind of support him. I like him. He's very likable. But there's always these critics or these elite fan viewers that always say, you never seen Will Smith's first movie called 6 Degrees of Separation. That's his best movie. I'm like, if this movie is so good, how come no one's ever spoken about it? If this 6 Degrees of Separation is so awesome, how come no one, you know, when you look at his IMDb, it's right at the bottom. It's the first movie he ever did. No one talks about it. The only thing that I knew about the movie is that they wanted him to do a gay kiss in the movie, and he refused to do it, and it was a big thing, like, Will Smith didn't do this gay kiss in his first movie, blah, 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 blah. But after that, you know, he did Independence Day or Men in Black. I don't even know which one came first, but his career went off and everyone forgot about this movie. I watched 6 Degrees of Separation. Fucking hell, people. I was blown away. My God. I was talking to my friend Simon. We was talking about our best Will Smith movies. I forgot what he said. I think he said Bad Boys 2 might be his favourite. My favourite before this might have been Enemy of the State. The movie, yeah, Enemy of the State, or the one we did with his son, that one. But 6 Degrees of Separation is awesome. I've never seen Will Smith act like this before. And after watching this movie, I can actually see how he became the super mega star, because it seemed like he just jumped from Fresh Prince straight into superstardom. And no matter how much you like Fresh Prince, it was a black show, and although he's very likable, I just didn't understand why he was getting picked up so much. But when we break it down, there's a lot of catalyst that goes into it. You know, all the black actors, young black males at the time, he was kind of the safest, he was the most approachable, and a lot of the black actors were doing a lot of Spike Lee movies. But Will Smith, he had a different tone, he had a different temperament. I've watched a lot of interviews of him, like the Actors Studio, where he describes how he's been very calculated with his career and stuff like that. But what I want to say is, let me get back on point. Focus, Will Smith's playing a con artist, a professional con artist. 6 Degrees of Separation, Will Smith is playing an amateur con artist. And the funny thing is, in 6 Degrees of Separation, I feel like he could have moved on and became the character he became in Focus. And, you know, Will Smith has just been that blockbuster guy. He's been very calculated. And to be honest with you, I'm proud of him as a black guy. I think he's done great as a black actor, you know. But I don't want to say he's been typecast, but there's things about Will Smith that there's some actors that don't diversify enough, you know. And I put Will Smith in that category. You know, after a while, you want to see the character do more. And I'm not going to say he hasn't tried to do stuff. He's tried, but he hasn't strayed away enough for my liking. Like, even Denzel Washington, he's like the biggest black actor probably of all time. You know what I mean? He's done a bit of everything. Some independent, mostly big budget, don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, the guy has done, I don't know how many movies he's done. Will Smith, in contrast, he's 46 now. And when I go through his IMDb, most of his movies, he's always been the star role. I know that's changing now, but he said this before. He always wants to be the center of attention in his movies. And I'm not saying he's an egotist. I'm just saying that he prides himself as a commodity and he sells himself on that. But unfortunately, as an actor, he's just never blown me away. when I saw 6 Degrees of Separation, this is giving me a whole new perspective on Will Smith. Spoilers, people. Spoilers. Watch 6 Degrees of Separation. But I'm going to spoil some of the elements for you, because Will Smith in this movie, he plays a young teenage con artist that is trying to manipulate rich white people. He pretends he's the son of Sidney Poitier. Even that alone is like, he's pretending to be the son of Sidney Poitier. He's acting all prim and proper. He's acting so intellectual, but he's conning people. And his performance, he looks like the Fresh Prince. He just came off the set of Fresh Prince to do this movie. And it's amazing. And he's playing a gay character. Gay sex in this movie, yes. You don't, you know, let me tell you something. For 1993, and for what was going on in black cinema at this time, for Will Smith to do this role back then, when, you know, as a black man, homophobia is rampant with black people even to this day. Back then, 1993. So, from my perspective, Will Smith doing this movie was genius. Because after I watched this movie, any Hollywood director will be trying to snatch this kid up, because there was no black actor doing this kind of movie back then. I'm telling you guys, 6 Degrees of Separation blew me away. The movie is fantastic. Will Smith's acting is amazing. I've never seen Will Smith act like this to this day. He's done a few movies that touch on this, like The Pursuit of Happiness, and even Hitch, and even this last movie, Focus. But this movie it's like he had nothing to lose. He just acts as a character. And the film is layered. The actors in the movie is just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, what is it? Ian McKellen, Donald Sutherland. This movie is absolutely great. I'll just say right now, it's a first-class movie. Now I can see why the cinema stops. Like, this is the real Will Smith movie. Will Smith has never done a movie like this before. And now, I know a lot of guys haven't seen this movie. I never saw this movie. I'm going to try to, you guys have to watch this movie. If you're a general Will Smith fan, this is going to blow you away. If this movie came on now, this is the kind of independent movie that's made now. Especially the character Will Smith's playing. He's playing a very pretentious con artist. And you see a lot of these movies now, independently, by young actors. Will Smith really this movie really blew me away. Focus was a good movie. And I feel like Will Smith is coming back into an act, you know, coming back from that blockbuster shit is coming off from him, and now he's coming down. He's doing Suicide Squad, where he's not going to be the main actor, but he's 46 now. And when I see this movie now, 6 Degrees Separation, I feel kind of like this Will Smith could have been even bigger than he is now. Financially, not financially, but as an actor, definitely, because he has serious potential. And now, you know, if you guys haven't seen that interview with him in the Actors Studio, you should watch that. I'll probably put a link to that at the end of the video. But I just want to say, man, this movie really blew me away. And Will Smith's career, I got respect for him as a black man. And now I can see why people put him on a totem pole and put him in all these big budget movies. Because this movie, it was the best stepping stone for him. Amazing. And he hasn't done a movie like this. This is Will Smith's best movie. His first one. His first fucking one. When he was a late teenager. Crazy, man. So, yeah, I mean, I wanted to do more of a commentary on Will Smith's career, but there's not much to say. He does blockbuster movies. He's been doing it for such a long time. You know, I've got so much respect for him as a black actor, yes, and I'd hate to belittle the guys he hasn't. He's done movies I enjoy, but after seeing this movie, I always thought that, I wish Will Smith did something different, but I always thought to myself, maybe he just doesn't have the talent. No. After seeing this movie, he has the talent. He just never implemented it. You know, I'm going to be harsh. He kind of played it safe by doing these big blockbuster movies. But if I was him, I would have done the same thing. I ain't going to lie. I ain't no better than Will Smith. You get what I'm saying? And the movies he does makes people happy, entertains people. But if you see this movie, people, you will understand what I mean. So let me leave the video there. I ran on long enough. Focus was good. It was a decent movie. Although in Focus, I thought the end with the bullet was kind of dumb. And it just jumped from, that was an extreme. That was just that, the ending was silly. The rest of the movie was okay, but the end of Focus, that bullet thing, why'd you have to go that far? If you come up with all these schemes, you couldn't have thought of a better way to get out of that situation than that, really? But, you know, maybe I'm nitpicking. I just think that bit silly. But anyway, still a good movie. But that's enough of that. Will Smith, keep doing your thing. I hope after you do Suicide, you're never going to be an independent actor. I'm not under any illusions, Will Smith. You're going to keep doing big blockbuster movies because you're on that tier and you ain't coming down. I get it, man. That's who you are. You're 46 now. It ain't too late to go back, but I would like to see more chops. And after seeing this movie, I have more respect for him and a little bit more disappointment. So, but here's to you, Will Smith. You've got a long career ahead of you. No one's going to bring you down. Still miss the 4th of July. Still got love for you, man. So, but those are my thoughts on Will Smith. And this has basically been a 6 Degrees of Separation orgasm fanboy video. But, you know, it is what it is. So, that's my thoughts on those two movies and Will Smith in general. I'll see you in the next video, people.